my friends, and welcome back to Where Whitney Creates. Today, I want to talk about Joann Fabrics. I know it has been the elephant in the room, but it is time that we discuss it. So, Joann Fabrics has been a household name for crafters, quilters, and DIY enthusiasts for decades. Recent news, the company has filed for bankruptcy, leaving many customers and stakeholders asking questions. They've actually filed bankruptcy for the second time. This is the Chapter 11 that they have just filed, and there is a possibility that they may liquidate their assets. Now, I want to get into all of this, but I want to tell you that the company who is looking at possibly buying them is the current owner of Big Lots. When they went through their bankruptcy, they kept most of the Big Lots stores open, saving the jobs, saving the stores, letting us still shop at those places we know and love. So I thought I would give you some Joann Fabric eye candy as we talk. What does this mean in accounting and legal terms? Well, who might buy them out? What's the future of the entire fabric industry? Am I in a dying craft? Am I in a dying craft? I hope not. I'll tell you, I am working on 2 beautiful quilting tutorials. So we are going to have 2 full quilt tutorials coming out very, very soon. So just wait another 3-4 days. I should have it out for you. So despite the financial struggles of Joann Fabrics, they're receiving massive shipments and inventory. And let's try to unravel the facts with why, if you walk now, you are probably going to see aisles and aisles and aisles and boxes and boxes and boxes of brand new sewing machines like I've shown you. You're also going to see aisles and aisles and aisles of new fabrics coming in. My friends, before you get to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you some of the great deals, the great prices that I have gotten. This Jelly Roll Right Fashion Fabrics, 40 pieces, beautiful colors, beautiful flowers. This is some of the designs here. This pack normally goes for the new price in Joann Fabrics after the bankruptcy last year. They raised it to $56.99. You and I know these jelly rolls for 40 strips, 42 strips, this one's 40 strips, should be going for about $36, $39. And well, all prices have gone up on fabric. We're going to discuss that right now, today, as well. So don't go anywhere. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about some of the facts and what's going on in the fabric world, as well as with our beloved Joann Fabrics. And this right here retails for, don't leave me now. You have time to do this after the video. Retails for $56.99. We just purchased it on clearance for $16.97. Remember I told you, this jelly roll is about 2.7 yards, maybe 2.8 yards, 2.7 with the 40 strips. And its retail price is stated as $56.99. I'm happy spending $36. We purchased this for $16.97. So we're going to get into that in more detail. First, I want to talk about what Joann Fabrics bankruptcy means, the accounting, the law side, what it all is going to look like in our future. So when a company like Joann Fabrics files for bankruptcy, it usually falls under one of 2 chapters in U.S. Bankruptcy Code, Chapter 11 and Chapter 7. They have filed a Chapter 11 just now, December, January of this year, and some facts and changes may be happening as early as 3 months from now in March, but a month from, wow, the year flies, a month from now in March, but Chapter 11 allows the company to reorganize itself, its debts, while continuing operations. They don't have to close their doors, and we're going to talk about why they just got in a bunch of stock as well. Creditors work with the company to create a repayment plan. Goal is to keep them alive, to be more sustainable, to be leaner, healthier, a better company on the other side of it. So to restructure their debts rather than shutting down entirely. They owe significant amounts to creditors, but are likely hoping to negotiate some prices and to come out the other end very profitable. So from an accounting perspective, bankruptcy involves restating statements to reflect the company's distressed state. So they have to list out all their long-term struggles, reevaluate it with the attorneys, with the accountants, and get going again. So who might buy out Joann Fabrics? Because Joann Fabrics not only is looking at, in this Chapter 11 bankruptcy, about restructuring their debt, they're actually looking at selling themselves as, so who might look at them? Maybe some private equity firms, firms that specialized in distressed assets could acquire Joann, streamline operations, and resell it at a profit. Perhaps competitors or complementary retailers such as maybe Michael's or Hobby Lobby might see value in acquiring Joann's assets. So far to date, they have not put their interest in, but they may look at Joann's retail outlets and stock and whole concept as expanding their own offerings. Also, large retail conglomerates, giant like Amazon, could step in first, but maybe a stronger focus on e-commerce. And again, if one of the giant online places buy them, that could be, very smooth, very easy, but new ownership. A buyer might inject capital and expertise, improving Joann's competitiveness with its peers. Maybe even a complete focus shift. Maybe Joann's might go into some more specialty niches. I had a lady telling me that a few of the Joann stores had the Viking sewing machines, and Viking has pulled out. But look at my other videos. Hit subscribe. You want to see this. I've got a few videos on Joann's lately, and they have so many machines in right now that it's really impressive. It's truly impressive. And they're everywhere in the store. They're boxed, they're as a valuable addition to its crafting and textile category. You and I both know they have had struggles, Joann's has, with their online business. Sometimes charging twice. Sometimes there have been bots from other companies, evil bots out there telling us that Joann's is selling this great machine for $1 or for $10. It's not real. It's not real. It's fake. So we've really got to watch out there what's good, what's real, and what's not. But a restructuring deal selling Joann Fabrics could take 6 to 12 months. So even though a decision might be made by the end of March, the whole deal could take 6 to 12 months to fall into place, depending upon the market conditions, the negotiation, etc. They mean, again, we're drawing straws because we don't know what's going to happen. More into quilting or sustainable fabrics to differentiate itself from competitors. Also, competing retailers that sell fabric. I have to add this bit in because, well, we're kind of fabricaholics, right? We like our fabric. We like making our creations. I have all pre-cuts in front of me today because that was a way that I'm going to show you some upcoming videos. So hit that subscribe link right now because we're having some upcoming videos where we are putting these together, my friends. I've got 2 quilts. I've already started on the video, so I cannot wait to share. But let's talk about several retailers that compete with Joann Fabrics. We have Michael's, primarily crafts focused, but they do carry fabric. Hobby Lobby is a strong competitor. And Hobby Lobby looks like they have twice as many stores, and they've moved into the different areas where Joann Fabrics is, so they're directly competing. And every other week, Hobby Lobby has their fabric 40% off. So it's kind of competition there. Walmart offers budget-friendly fabrics and sewing supplies. Now, Walmart is even looking at restructuring their fabric. We can do another video on that. And they're going more into the pre-cuts and the bundled packages and not having an employee to cut the fabric. Smaller chains and boutiques. We're going to talk about twice as many stores, and they've moved into the different areas where Joann Fabrics is, so they're directly competing. And every other week, Hobby Lobby has their fabric 40% off. So it's kind of competition there. Walmart offers budget-friendly fabrics and sewing supplies. Now, Walmart is even looking at restructuring their fabric. We can do another video on that. And they're going more into the pre-cuts and the bundled packages and not having an employee to cut the fabric. Smaller chains and boutiques. We're going to talk about quilt stores. I love my quilt stores. I love my neighborhood quilt stores. You two know who you are. You know I love you. And Tess down in Land O'Lakes, I love you. I'll be back soon. So smaller chains and boutiques, regional players, even like Hancock's and Paducah, absolutely enormous. Great online business. Huge store. Wonderful store. I've done a video on them. I'm going to do more. I can't wait to get back up there. And independent quilt stores fill in the gaps with Joann Fabrics. So we all still have our fabric. Now, Walmart operates in all 50 states. Hobby Lobby is present in 47 states. And Michaels serves 49 states currently. Now, why did Joann Fabrics receive new inventory since they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Well, again, I've had enormous happiness seeing all of this inventory come in. But you kind of have to sit down and really digest, what does that mean? Well, if I were looking to sell a quilt, I'm going to want to do my absolute best. I'm going to make sure my 1/4 inch seams are good. I'm going to make sure everything is ironed. I'm going to make sure there's no threads. I'm going to make sure the binding is perfect. I'm going to make sure everything is perfect. So with Joann Fabrics, they want their stores to now look fully stocked. They want to look good for their competitors. They want their competitors to come in and say, oh, wow, this is a wonderful place to be. I'm going to offer, say, 2 instead of 1.5, whatever that equates to, billion, trillion, whatever. So that's some ideas. Bankruptcy protection. During Chapter 11, suppliers often continue shipments under the assumption they'll be paid under court-supervised terms. So everything that's shipped to them, they still have to pay for it, and it will be under court-supervised terms. Seasonal sales. We know we just went through the holiday, and if we get gift cards for Christmas, if we didn't get exactly what we want, if we got money for Christmas, what do we want to do? We want to play with our fabrics. So we want to go out there and we want to buy our fabrics to play with. So seasonal sales. The holiday season is critical for crafting retailers. And what are we looking at now? We're looking at making spring quilts. We're looking at buying Christmas fabric on sale. We're looking at summer quilts. We're looking at, hey, I would like to produce a Christmas in July big tent sale where I can join all of my other crafters out there and sell things that y'all are going to come in and buy for the holidays. So we're going to have Christmas in July. We're going to have lots of reasons to be making right now. Positive signaling. Receiving inventory signals to customers and investors that Joann plans to stay operational. If I walked into Joann's and I saw it was half empty or ugly or missing a lot of things, I'd turn around and leave. So, just saying, if they're fully stocked, if they look beautiful, they're not only pleasant for companies that might want to buy their company out, but they're also beautiful for us to want to shop. So maybe they order twice the supplies, mark the prices down half price, so we start buying. We go crazy. So never buy more than what you're going to use. Never buy more than what you need. But if we take a look at where we're going to get our fabric, if the worst thing happens with our beautiful Joann's that I love, we do have the quilt stores. There are actually 3,500 quilt stores in the United States, ranging from mom and pops to the larger ones, yes, like Joann Fabrics takes up probably 800 of those 3,500. So that doesn't sound too great, does it? Not sure. The survival rate for quilt stores is challenging. This is the scary part. Would I own a quilt store if I could? Absolutely, 100%. I would love to. But I would want to play all day with the fabric. I would want to play with you. So I'd have to have good employees, and that takes overhead, and that takes a lot of effort. So the survival rate for quilt stores is roughly 50%. So 50% of the quilt stores out there actually fail within the first 5 years of existence. And that is usually from costs going up of the fabric, costs going up of the inventory they need, plus, of course, the big box stores. Walmart with fabric, Joann with fabric, Hobby Lobby with fabric, Michael's with fabric. That's all competition. And quilting is really a niche market that contributes to this. Most of us crafters can buy our fabric in the big box retailers. We don't need to go to a quilt store. It's only when we're making quality quilts that we want quality fabric. Or if we're making clothes. Quilt stores is 100% cotton fabric. That's what they are. That's what they specialize in. So why is fabric so expensive? First of all, fabric prices have gone up dramatically over the past 10 years due to many, many, many reasons. I'm just going to cover the top 5. So raw material costs, cotton, polyester, and other materials have seen price increases due to, that's right, supply chain disruptions. So we had this thing called COVID, but this actually started before that. A lot of our fabric is dyed and made from cotton into fabric in foreign countries. We don't do a lot of manufacturing here in the United States. A lot of it is done internationally. And to take our cotton bales, to get them out of the farms, put them on a ship. Now, you can't have them in those crates and hot because cotton is a living organism. So you really got to care for that. It's really got to go fast and get that overseas to the manufacturer. And now looking at all the political things, oh my goodness, are there going to be tariffs? Are there going to be this? Are there going to be that? The future price of fabrics is a little unknown, like most things. So raw material costs. I'm just talking about cotton. I'm not talking about polyester and other things, but there's more people in the United States. There's more manufacturers worldwide. There's more people worldwide. We all wear clothes. So maybe just like the change with denim jeans. Okay, denim jeans used to be the primary thing that went into creating paper. Yeah, crazy. Used jeans. But now we don't get rid of our jeans. And when we do, they're gobbled up in the other stores. So they're used over and over again. So we don't have the jeans to make the fiber to make the cotton paper. So paper now is non-cotton. Just getting off track here. Labor costs. Manufacturing in countries like China, India, and Bangladesh has become more expensive as wages rise. Wages rise because we're becoming more educated, technology costs more. All of these countries are becoming very developed countries. Population goes up, prices go up, things change. Supply chain disruptions. COVID-19 was a big one. We all know that. It gave global shipping challenges. You and I both know when we order pizza now, there's a service charge that went into effect during COVID for gas, for this, for that, for extra gloves when you go to the dentist, for extra things. Well, they never took those prices back off again, so we're kind of stuck with those. But challenges happen, and it creates increased costs and shipping and raw materials. Tariffs, trade policies, particularly U.S.-China tariffs, have added to the cost of imported fabrics. Because again, most of our fabrics are painted, are created, are cut, are done in China. So even if we create the design over here, that design goes to China, is put on the fabric, is created, is cut, is packaged, is shipped back over here to the United States for then that company to sell it to all the retail places and the quilt stores. So it's a big circle that just increases costs. Sustainability trends. Growing demand for eco-friendly and organic fabrics often leads to higher prices due to more complex production methods. Example, in 2010, high-quality quilting cotton cost $7 to $9 a yard. Okay, did you hear me? In 2010, in 2010, just 14 years ago, pushing 15 years ago, my friends, that same yard of fabric today costs between 12 and 15. And if you've been to Joann's, if you've been to a quilt store, you know some of those are pushing $16 to $17 a yard now, where they really were $7 to $9 a yard just 15 years ago. So yes, almost doubled. So crazy. So in conclusion, and it's not in conclusion because I want to talk about Gordon Brothers retail partners, because they're probably going to take over Joann Fabrics if there's no other bids. But they put down a bottom level bid, so we're going to discuss that momentarily as well. The bankruptcy of Joann Fabrics is definitely critical for the crafting industry because we all love our crafts. We all love our quilts. While there are challenges that we're going to face, the company could be restructured, sold out, and kept as Joann. So Joann's story is far from over, is far from concrete, is far from any change rate. Maybe not far from change, but far from understood change that will happen. So the rising cost of fabric and struggles with independent quilt stores highlight larger industry trends as well. For consumers and crafters, understanding these different changes with the prices is key to supporting the fabric ecosystem moving forward. So my friends, don't throw away your scraps. And that's probably why I'm having a lot of scrap videos, because we don't need to go out and buy high-priced fabric if we have fabric at home, or we can get it cheaper. Like with my art roll-up that I just had a video on. Inside of that video, I talk a little bit about how if you get seconds, you buy seconds, you buy misprinted fabrics, you can get them cheaper. All of these are prime fabrics. All of these are high dollar fabrics. But there are different ways that we can talk about. Now, what are your thoughts for Joann's in the future? I would love to hear your insights. If you're inside the store, let me know. Hit that comment link down below. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your love of Joann Fabrics. And again, hopefully they will be sold, as that seems to be what the owners who bought them in 2011 want to do, is to sell the brand. And hopefully they will exist for us, because my friends, get out there to Joann's. Take advantage of the discount prices, okay? They're not all marked. So if you have a jelly roll from High Fabrics or from HF High Fashion Fabrics or from Kona in Joann Fabrics, it may not be marked, but it may be a little surprise sale. So just a little point there. So let's talk about Gordon Brothers retail partners and their role in Joann Fabrics bankruptcy. Gordon Brothers Retail Partners has emerged as a significant player. They were founded in 1903. They're a global advisory, restructuring, and investment firm, and they work with different industrial companies, consumer products, and retail sectors. They have a history of acquiring distressed retail stores or retail brands, including notable names like Polaroid. Can you believe it? Polaroid and Laura Ashley. So in 2025, in January, just last month, Joann filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for the second time in less than a year, citing challenges such as difficult retail environment, declining sales, and limited inventory. They were having hard time getting in inventory, because when you go for a year or two without creating that product, There's a demand there, but if those employees, the manufacturing company, aren't able to create that volume, then they're going to sell it to whoever they can in whatever amounts they can. Joann Fabrics was not receiving those supplies because they weren't being made, and then there's a great demand on the production of those items to then get to the stores. Economics lessons 101, or should I say 1029, I don't know. Gordon Brothers, it liquidates a lot of companies, but it's thought that they're not necessarily going to do that to Joann's. Gordon Brothers has been designated as the stalking horse, if you will, bidder, as Globe Newswire says, for Joann's sale. The stalking horse bid means that they're putting out a bottom dollar to buy in Joann Fabrics if no one else puts in a bid. So they're kind of like the starting price, and it's the hopes from both Gordon Brothers, kind of, sort of, and Joann Fabrics definitely, to try and get higher bids in there to start that process. So they're looking for potential buyers to submit competing bids. This strategy aims to maximize the value obtained from the sale. Recently, Gordon Brothers bought Big Lots, and it facilitated the retailers going concern for sale. It kept the Big Lots name. It's keeping hundreds of stores in operations and keeping thousands of those employees employed. So thank you, Gordon Brothers, and I'm looking forward to the change. I just really, really want y'all to keep us in business. Joann's. So what are we looking at? We are looking at, in summary, Gordon Brothers Retail Partners is going to play a pivotal role in the restructuring or potential liquidation of Joann Fabrics. They're going to leverage their management, their knowledge, their advice, their success, and help Joann Fabrics out. So Joann Fabrics has recently faced significant challenges in maintaining their inventory levels, leading, unfortunately, and I know a lot of you feel this way, to a very dissatisfied customers. The company has cited inventory shortages as a primary reason for filing the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Customers have reported difficulties in obtaining craft supplies, including fabrics, patterns, and sewing notions. I know I've ordered fabric, and they said it was coming to me, but I did get a full refund when they said, no, that was already sold, it wasn't available. So again, little issues like that, and a lot of that came from their setup for online business. They're selling it directly from their stores. So they have somebody in the store cutting that fabric and sending it out. So if you can't get it from one store, you might be able to get it from another store or from another store. They don't coordinate that internally from what I've seen. Additionally, we have complained about, we as a purchaser, as a buyer, as a common person wanting to purchase fabric and other items, we have said that they have very slow service, poor inventory control. They expect to get something in, it doesn't come in. The shelf may be empty or bare from that item for a while. They don't change it around to make it look full. And unfulfilled online orders, as I mentioned, has really added to the whole bankruptcy issue, and frustrating customers. These combined factors have significantly impacted Joann Fabrics' ability to meet customer demand, contributing to its current financial difficulties. So bottom line, my friends, is I know everybody out there is saying it's going out of business. Well, Joann is selling itself. When a business sells itself, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going out of business. The company that buys it, the individual that buys it, the structure that buys it may keep it intact. We just do not know the answer, and we probably won't know the answer until the end of March. And then again, negotiation could take another 6 to 12 months. So we may not see any changes, but I will bet you that Joann Fabrics will continue to be absolutely beautiful in the store and fully stocked for the short time near future. And then, my friends, we're going to meet back here again in a couple of months as soon as we get some more details and let you know. But before that, like I said, I have quilts that I am making. I already have 2 of them started, so I cannot wait to bring them to you. So hit that subscribe, give me a thumbs up, my friends, give me a like, and I will see you again real soon. Have a great afternoon. Bye.